never knew what the word calorie really meant. It was never in my vocabulary. It was never something that I was worried about. I suffered from multiple eating disorders.
It ended up in anorexia.
I developed bulimia in 10th grade. I never thought of it like as an issue. I just thought of it as a way to, I just wanted to lose 5 pounds.
I started using laxatives.
Everything changed. I started eating the entire world and I became a binge eater.
If I didn't necessarily feel like I was having a good day, I wouldn't eat, or I would overeat.
In high school, I started to become obsessed with my body and my body image and how I looked to other people.
I didn't have a stereotypical body that everyone had in my school.
I missed family vacations just because I didn't want to wear a bathing suit.
I had a lot of things that influenced the way I perceived myself, whether it was at school, home, friends, family. Didn't matter. It all influenced the way I perceived who I was.
I started working out a lot, and to the point where it was obsessive, and I wouldn't want to do it, but it was the only way, and I had to do it.
Went home every day and I did 5 to 7 hours of exercise. I didn't eat anything during the day either.
It became an obsession with counting calories.
So I started to project how I felt and into others, and then especially into myself.
No one really knew what was going on inside of my head, and no one knew the behind the scenes of what happened every time I went home after dinner or after lunch.
They didn't notice that I was actually in pain.
I wanted my clothes to feel better. Maybe I wanted attention, I don't know.
Sometimes I was overwhelmed that I didn't know the calories that I had ingested, and so I had to, I guess, get rid of everything. To the point where sometimes my mom found me passed out in the bathroom. There were many times where she would wake up and I was in the bathroom, unconscious.
I couldn't see myself in the mirror. I was too scared.
I want a better lifestyle. I want to grow. I want to see myself differently. But you're still torn down by this depiction of what you see in the media.
There's this voice in your head that is always telling you that you're not good enough, that you're missing something, that you need to change.
Ed, as many of us refer to the voice eating disorder, we call him Ed. He just completely took over my life.
I realized that this was something that I needed help for.
And had to get recovery in Venezuela afterwards.
It felt mature and it felt like the right thing to do, and I had so much support.
I sat down with a therapist and she told me that if I didn't start eating, my body was going to collapse in 2 days. That's when everything changed for me, and I realized I really had a problem.
Going through recovery was the greatest thing I've ever done because it was the first step in the right direction of what I need to do.
Battle that voice, because so many times it's just there telling you you're not enough, you shouldn't be eating that, look at her, she's skinnier than you, you're not as skinny as her, you're a failure.
If I think I look fat, I'd say stop. Or if I start obsessing about what to order for dinner or lunch, I kind of just have to remind myself that this isn't the life that I want.
One of the biggest things I think people forget about eating disorders is that it's not necessarily all about the food. It has to do with the way you perceive yourself mentally and emotionally. It's working through that, it's growing.
It's not just something that people talk about, saying like, oh, you're too skinny, you're anorexic, or you're too fat, you're a binge eater.
We might think that eating disorders are not illnesses just because everybody is in that trend of doing a diet or exercising, or I can't eat this, I need to exercise first, and we think it's not an issue, but I think we sometimes underestimate the power that this voice has over us and how slowly it takes over your life.
Who I am is not what I look like.
I have the power to create my thoughts and I can make them negative or positive.
I think it's an ongoing battle every day you have to face, and you have to look in the mirror and just accept yourself and love yourself.
If I can come forward, so can you. Recovery is a very important and imperative step that you should definitely take. Call your friends, call your family, ask a school counselor. There's people, there's help. You can get it.
It's really working on it and really wanting that life without ed.
I learned that it's best to be kind to yourself and to not let yourself be a victim.
So if I can battle the voice, so can you.